Good morning, students. Let us start with today's class. So today we will study three topics, and the topics are: will the land sustain? How is land distributed between the farmers of Palampur? And who will provide the labor? So let us start. In the last class, we studied about the different ways through which farmers can grow more produce from the same piece of land. But these modern methods do have some negative impact. Let us have a look at it. Green Revolution. Number 1. Green Revolution is associated with the loss of soil fertility due to increased use of chemical fertilizers. Students, we did study that in Green Revolution, farmers used HYV seeds that promised to produce much greater amount of grain on a single plant. But those seeds require hefty amount of chemical fertilizers, and that fertilizer affects the soil fertility. Number 2. Continuous use of groundwater for tube-well irrigation has reduced the water table below the ground. Students, we also studied that in Palampur, farmers used Persian wheels and then they started using electric run tube wells. Now, these electric run tube wells that are being used for irrigation has reduced the water table below the ground. And number 3, chemical fertilizers provide minerals which dissolve in water and are immediately available to plants. They may escape from the soil and pollute groundwater, rivers and lakes. So the chemical fertilizers that the farmers are using, it is affecting the soil fertility and it is also polluting the different water bodies. There are two clips or reports that is given in your NCERT book. The first one is from Down to Earth, that is a magazine from New Delhi. It says that chemical fertilizers can also kill bacteria and other microorganisms in the soil. This means sometime after their use, the soil will be less fertile than ever before. This we did discuss. And the second report is from the Tribune, that is a newspaper from Chandigarh. It says the consumption of chemical fertilizers in Punjab is highest in the country, and the continuous use of chemical fertilizer has led to degradation of soil health. Punjab farmers are now forced to use more and more chemical fertilizers and other inputs to achieve the same production level. This means cost of cultivation is rising very fast. So now that farmers of Punjab are using different modern methods, so of course the soil's fertility is being affected. Also, this is increasing the cost of cultivation. So now you all can relate the content that we studied with the topic, will the land sustain? It is actually questioning that if the farmers continue to use such hefty amount of chemical fertilizer, will the land sustain or not? Now let us move to the next topic, that is land distribution in Palampur. You must have realized how important land is for farming. Unfortunately, not all the people engaged in agriculture have sufficient land for cultivation. In Palampur, about 1/3 of the 450 families are landless. 1/4 of 450, that means 150 families. Most of them are Dalit and they have no land for cultivation. Of the remaining families who own land, 240 families cultivate small plots of land that is less than 2 hectares in size. Cultivation of such plots doesn't bring adequate amount of income to them, and so they are also engaged in other non-farming activities. In Palampur, there are 60 families of medium and large farmers who cultivate more than 2 hectares of land. A few of the large farmers have land extending over 10 hectares or more. So this table you have to make in your copies. You can see the large number of small plots scattered around the village in the picture. These are cultivated by the small farmers. On the other hand, more than half the area of the village is covered by plots that are quite large in size. So you can see that the land distribution in Palampur is not even. Now let us just go through the case study that is given in your NCERT book, and then you will write the answers of the questions given here in your copy in your own words. So the case study says, in 1960, Govind was a farmer with 2.25 hectares of largely unirrigated land. With the help of his 3 sons, Govind cultivated the land. Though they didn't live very comfortably, the family managed to feed itself with a little bit of extra income from one buffalo that the family possessed. Some years after Govind's death, this land was divided among his 3 sons. Each one now has a plot of land that is only 0.75 hectare in size. Even with improved irrigation and modern farming method, Govind's sons are not able to make a living from their land. They have to look for additional work during part of the year. Now let us have a look at the questions. Question number 1. Govind was a small farmer or a large farmer? Question number 2. Name the supporting activity of Govind's family. Question number 3. After death of Govind, fragmented land was not enough to support living of his 3 sons. Why? So you will write the answers of these questions. These questions are for your assignment. After land, labor is the next necessary factor for production. In Palampur, landless farmers, we studied 150 farmers are landless farmers. So landless farmers work as farm laborers on the land of medium and large farmers. Small farmers cultivate their own land along with their families and also work as farm laborers on the land of medium and large farmers. We also studied, students, that there are few families who own land less than 2 hectares of land. So they cultivate their own land and also work as farm laborers on the lands of medium and large farmers. And number 3, medium and large farmers. They hire farm laborers to work on their fields. You will make this table in your copies. Now, unlike farmers, farm laborers do not have right over the crops grown on the land. Instead, they are paid wages by the farmers for whom they work. Now, these wages can be in cash or in kind, for example, crops. Sometimes laborers get meals also. Wages vary widely from region to region, from crop to crop, from one farm activity to another, like sowing, harvesting, etc. So the wage that the farmers, the landless farmers or the hired laborers will be getting depends on what crop they are growing, they are cultivating, or in which activity they are involved. There is also a wide variation in the duration of employment. A farm laborer might be employed on a daily basis or for one particular farm activity like harvesting or for the whole year. Now it is not compulsory, that there is no specific period of time for which a farm laborer will be employed. The farm laborer can be employed on a daily basis also, or for a particular farm activity also, or even for the whole year. There is another case study from your NCERT. Let us just go through it. So this is basically a conversation between Dala and Ramkali, who are among the poorest native of the village. So Dala says, it is difficult to find work these days. Only the large farmers hire us, and that too for very limited number of days. In the previous slide, we did study that a farm laborer might be employed on a daily basis or for one particular farm activity. In reply, Ramkali says that Ghanshyam, the large farmer, has just bought a harvester, so we are going to get even less work during the harvest season this year. Last year I worked for less than 5 months in the whole year. So here Ramkali is sharing her problem that now, since a large farmer named Ghanshyam has bought a harvester, so now he won't be hiring Ramkali on his field in the harvesting season. Then Dala replied, we have tractors for plowing, harvesters for harvesting, threshers for threshing, and even for removing seeds some farmers spray, we decide. So adding to what Ramkali said, the problem that Ramkali said, Dala is just adding to it by saying that yes, now since the farmers are using so many modern techniques, so we are not getting proper work. Then Ramkali says, this year I will have to look for work in the brick making unit in Raiganj. Raiganj, we did study about this place. So Ramkali is saying that since this year I won't be getting work in any of the field, so I will look for work in the brick making unit in Raiganj. Then Dala says, I owe the local money lender rupees 2000. I had taken rupees 1000 last summer when no work was available in the fields. How will I ever repay? I hardly earn enough for 2 square meals. So these landless farmer students are facing a lot of problem. Number one, they are not getting job because farmers are using modern techniques. And number two, if they are getting jobs, then they are paid very less. And then Ramkali says that my situation is not much better. Due to past debt, the money lenders refuse to give me any loan. And now Ramkali, she cannot even take loan because she has not repaid the previous loan. Now, based on this conversation, there are 2 questions given. You will write down the answer of these questions in your copy in your own words. So students, as we studied that Dala is a landless farm labor who works on daily wages in Palampur and is not getting work regularly, there is another problem that he is facing. That is, even if he gets work on any field, then he gets less wage than the minimum wage set for farm laborers by the government. Why? As there is heavy competition for work among the farm laborers, so they agree to work at lower wages. So this is the problem that Dala is facing, students, that the government has fixed the minimum wage for farm laborers, that is rupees 300 per day, but Dala gets only rupees 160 because of heavy competition. That's all for today's class. Thank you, students.